good evening. Welcome to another Connect and Chill space. I'm excited all here today, whether you're joining us live or catching the replay on Audacity. We are excited to get into this topic of gummies. So this topic is super intriguing, and I hear about gummies everywhere all of the time. Everyone seems to have an opinion on them. They're very popular right now. So even, in the world of health, of course, they can boost our immune system with vitamin C. There are ways that they can help us sleep better. There is a gummy for everything these days. So I thought it'd be fun to get into the conversation and talk about why people are so obsessed with them, why have they become so popular, and what's actually in the gummies that people are consuming. What should we look out for? So before we dive into the goodness of gummies, I want to remind everyone that this is a safe space. Mental health is highly respected here, so please be mindful of what you say and how you say it. We're all here to learn and share in a positive and supportive environment. That's a super important part of Connect and Chill. But this is an open mic, so please feel free to request the mic, join us in the conversation, share your experience, ask questions. That's what this is all about. We learn together and we have some laughs along the way. So grab your favorite drink, let's get comfortable, and let's get into the conversation. If you haven't already, like, repost, and comment down below. We'll also keep some eyes down there to see what's going on for those of you that can't hop on the mic. But before I get started, why don't we say hello to some of our speakers, good friends of mine, Ben and Ness. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Saturday. Glad you could make it. How are you today, Ben?
Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. I am doing wonderful, Elle. It's great to see you, my friend. Ness, it's great to see you. Hopefully you will rap for us later in a bit. But friends, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Connect and Chill, where this week we're talking about gummies. Elle, I freaking love gummies. I eat them all the time. I don't know. Maybe it's to the extent of kind of my energy. As I mentioned yesterday, I took a lot of caffeine and whatnot. So I have a lot of energy. Can't wait to get into this discussion. But before we get started, Elle, if you don't mind, we do have some sponsors for this space. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now officially sponsored by Amtrak. Once again, Amtrak is a proud sponsor of this space. Amtrak can take you anywhere. It can apparently take you between LA, Denver, Houston, Dallas to New York City, New York City to Boston, and so many places. We're also brought to you by Delta and an L. This is my personal favorite. This space is also partly inspired by Keenan and Kel, where Kel loves his orange soda. So you definitely know where we're going with this, my friend. So here we go. Hello, for Connect and Chill. Wellness in the world of gummies. We all love to connect and chill. Wellness in the world of gummies, is that true? We do. Ooh. And with that being said, Ness, I would love to hear you rap. So go ahead, my friend.
Grand rising, everyone. No, we're not rapping, dude. We're not rapping. You're trying, though, but I give you credit for trying, but that's not going to happen. My brain heard gummies, and I'm thinking of the wonderful gummies that I like to take sometimes to, enhance the, we're going to call it meditative mood. Because, I'm like, people use it to get high, yes, but, I use it to enhance my meditation. I don't use it to get high. I use it to enhance my meditation, which people actually should be doing. So if you don't abuse drugs, people. I will stress this throughout this space and everywhere that I can. Don't abuse drugs, especially when it comes to weed and gummies and whatnot. That they are actually there to help you, not to hurt you, except for all the other stuff, the harder stuff. But anyway, I used to take, when I was a kid, vitamin gummies, which were also, very helpful. And I have, if you haven't seen it yesterday, I did a little post about 2 big-ass bags of, pardon my French, but 2 bags of gummies that I got, gummy worms and gummy bears, Sour Patch Kids. But they're still gummies. So, yeah, you got candies, you got vitamins, and you got, of course, some cannabis. So there's variations of it. Remember, use them responsibly. Don't abuse things. And be careful of your sugar content because, if and your blood pressure out there, people, make sure that you are doing things responsibly. And if you haven't done so already, always go check with your doctors to be sure that you are okay to take such things. With that said, I will pass it back to Benjamin or Al. Whoever wants to take it.
Real quick, Ness, you brought up a couple of great points. You brought up gummy worms. I believe you brought up gummy bears, and then you brought up vitamin gummies, which all 3 of them I personally enjoy. I don't know, Elle, if this is the conversation you want to get us into, but I will hand the mic back to you, my friend.
It's funny because I knew that was going to happen. I just didn't know when, but I'm definitely going to talk about the whole spectrum. So whatever experience you have, I'd rather we spoke about it than just try to pretend it's not out there because, we want to spread education and the right way to do things. And one way to do that is to learn from other people's experiences, maybe their mistakes, what they have done right or maybe not so good. And it's funny because I started thinking about gummies because I've been thinking about taking melatonin gummies since one thing that I slack on is getting good sleep. I go to bed really late and then I'm up early and I know that that is no bueno, right? So I was thinking about melatonin gummies and I had a few friends, we were talking, and I just said, hey, have any of you guys tried gummies? And the conversation went left, right? It was completely different. And we were into all of these stories and I'm like, whoa, I meant like, melatonin gummies. So that got me thinking about this conversation because I also hear, or I should say I read in Discord, people talking about it. And so I feel like we should talk about it all, right? Maybe we'll get started with health gummies and then we can go on from there to other sort of gummies that people like to partake in because health gummies also aren't the best, right? There's the good and bad with everything. So there are health gummies, with vitamins, minerals, herbal extracts, and other beneficial compounds, like I mentioned, melatonin gummies. There's apple cider vinegar gummies, vitamin C, all that good stuff. But some of them have a lot of added sugar, artificial colors, and preservatives. There's just a lot of garbage for very little benefit. So I found that to be very interesting. You definitely want to look for gummies that use natural flavors and sweeteners and make sure they have active ingredients that you're looking for. Don't just pick up the first package you see. Oh, I see one here. What do we have? Little critters. Well, these are cute. These kind of make me think of like the modern Flintstone vitamins. Yeah, go ahead, Ness.
Yeah, that I want. No, I'm glad you brought that up because that's one thing that a lot of people do. Don't look always for like the top name brand stuff or like, oh, that's no, don't do that to yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Really do your research because most gummies, and a lot of people don't know this, is that especially with vitamins and minerals, some of them are not going to be helping your body. So you have to be mindful of that. If you need to, definitely talk to a nutritionist or a doctor. I highly recommend doing so. My doctor actually prescribed me my gummies. So this way I'm not taking something that was going to go counteract with my body. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you do talk to a doctor at the very least because not all gummies are safe, especially when it comes to vitamins and minerals. A lot of the main brand ones especially, they have added preservatives and stuff that your body is going to reject. So just be mindful of that. I just wanted to touch up on that before we continue going on. Thank you for letting me share that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's perfect because the next thing I wanted to kind of discuss is the dosage, right? And an important part of that is talking to your nutritionist. So you're right on point there, or your doctor, whoever it might be. Some gummies don't even have enough of the vitamin that you actually need. So you're taking it and it's too little to affect your body. Some have too much of the vitamin you need, and too much of anything is not good. So you want to avoid that too. So the right dosage really depends on age, weight, health, and your specific nutritional needs. So when you just look at this generic recommended dosage, a lot of times it's not right for you. So that's just something extra to be careful about. I also want to say, stay within the recommended dosage. Don't just take too much. And I guess this goes for all gummies, right? Watch how much you are taking and your dosage. Be careful. And how you determine the right dosage, the best way is a healthcare professional or for some, trial and error, but it's best to start with less and do your research. That's always the most important part of this. Do your research. Don't just trust the top name brands. I think that was perfect that Ness said that. They actually pump out so much garbage when it comes to vitamins and nutrients and all of that. A lot of it just doesn't help us. Speaking of which, let's talk about the ingredients what they like to put into these gummies. So pectin is really popular. Now, pectin is a natural fiber found in fruits, especially citrus fruits. So it's often used as a gelling agent in gummies, particularly for vegans and vegetarians because they don't want the gelatin, right? Because they don't want any meat products. So pectin can be a great alternative to gelatin for those avoiding animal products, but because it does come from citrus, it tends to cause acid reflux or stomach discomfort when consumed. So I wanted to point that out just in case you notice that you're taking a gummy and you have these adverse effects. Whenever you start something new, of course, I'd recommend pay attention, right? If something is different, if you feel different, why? It's probably linked to whatever new thing you added, but pectin specifically can give you a tummy ache and make you feel off. So if you have a sensitive stomach or are prone to acid reflux, try to avoid pectin in gummies if you can. Again, if you're vegan or vegetarian, I understand you may not be able to, but you might just have to lower your dosage or try to look for gummies that use other gelling agents. It is more difficult, but it's not impossible. And then ingredients to avoid, of course, these guys we do not want to consume Avoid gummies with high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors, and excessive amounts of sugar. These can be harmful to your health. If you saw Nez's picture of his favorite gummies, yeah, those were all harmful to your health. But we're still going to have them from time to time, right? We love the candy, the sweets, every once in a while. But just be aware, everything in moderation. Try to avoid those fillers and binders that don't add any nutritional value. The less ingredients, the better, right? That's usually an awesome way to just start. If that the ingredients is the whole, side of the package, probably want to avoid it. So now, what gummies are the best to look out for? Now, of course, this is just what I would say, my research, what I think has been on the market long enough that you can, actually trust it. Vitamin C gummies, it seems like they have a lot of natural and simple ones out on the market with added zinc and elderberry for immune support. That's something I would consider trying. I am going to be trying melatonin gummies, as I mentioned, with ingredients like chamomile or valerian root. And I'll report back on that once I get my hands on those. And then for digestion, ACV gummies. A couple weeks ago, we got into a huge conversation about ACV gummies. So I'm super excited to give that a try. You do want to ensure they contain mother for maximum efficacy. If you don't know what mother is, I can tell you that in a whole nother conversation. I think we spoke about that for about 30 minutes. But it makes sure that that's like the legit ACV that you want. As always, I did a lot of checking reviews. I reached out to different companies. I asked a lot of questions. Oh, we have some more here. Elderberry. Oh, these look good. Have you tried these, Ben?
No, but Al, you brought up elderberries, and the one person that I know definitely sells is Amber. So not that you are required to, so don't feel obligated. But I think with elderberries, I think Amber would be a great source if you have any questions, because she's really knows a lot about elderberry as she does sell. So if you have any questions, reach out to Amber for sure.
Oh, that's awesome to know. I should have made this I should have reached out to her to sponsor this space. I didn't know she had products like that. It was more like skincare, but that's cool. Yeah, elderberry is definitely important. So from there, that's part of the conversation, right? But then there is the other side of gummies, like exploring CBD and hemp gummies. They are derived from the hemp plant. They're popular for their health benefits like pain management, reducing anxiety, improving sleep. Many people use CBD gummies to help manage chronic pain, arthritis, and even pain related to cancer. So I think that's pretty incredible. CBD interacts with the body endocannabinoid system, which plays a role in regulating pain and inflammation. So I thought that part of it was really interesting, because whenever it comes with pain management, if you can avoid taking a ton of pills, then my interest is definitely piqued. You guys have an opinion on this? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I personally have one because I suffer with depression and anxiety. I do take CBD gummies. They actually are helpful. But I don't get the like, dispensary and whatnot. I actually have talked to my doctor about it, and then they sent me to one of their people who actually is a pharmacist and also a pharmacologist. So they understand what is in the product, and they make sure to prescribe me the exact dosage that I need. So, um, but I mean, I could buy the over-the-counter ones if I wanted to, but because of, even though it's lessened over the years because of my work with my mental health, I have mine prescribed. So just, I would definitely recommend talking to your doctor before taking anything. Again, can't stress that enough. But yeah, Benjamin, go ahead.
Yeah, Elle, you brought up a really great, actually a lot of great points. Obviously, do your research. Don't just pick up anything that you see intriguing to you. Like I showed the little critters as like a prime example of, parents picking out for the kids, but not necessarily knowing what exactly is in the ingredients of them. So, definitely do your research. Definitely look at the ingredients in it, and then don't just I would say be really mindful of the gummies you do take, because you just really have to know what works for you, and don't just take whatever just to take whatever, right? Do your research, as Elle said, listen to Elle. Um, and then the other thing is, ask around. I think, Elle, that's a great point that you made too. If you're not sure, ask your friends, ask, or with what Ness said, ask your physicians too. It's better to be safe than sorry, and it's best to know what you're actually putting in your system. So that's kind of a couple of the points that I just wanted to interject. But um, yeah, that's kind of all I have for right now. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that you can speak from experience as well, because you guys said that you know about gummies firsthand. It's, like I said, interesting to hear people's personal take and the good and the bad that they've had. I've heard more of like, let's say, the weekend stories with gummies, but I'm a little interested in getting into that meditation side that you mentioned, Nez. Can you talk a little more about that?
Yeah, so sorry about that. I was in the middle of eating at the same time. So um, one of my friends, like I said, one of my friends who's actually into pharmaceuticals and pharmacies, and she actually runs her own clinic. She's the one who actually has been prescribing everything for me, because she actually tests my body first. So the process is like this, right? She tests your body through your blood work, right? To ensure that, she's not giving you the wrong dosage of anything and ensuring that you're not allergic to anything. Because if you're allergic to something, it's going to have an effect on you, right? Okay, perfect. So one of her other friends runs, and it's an old term called an apothecary, right? So she actually makes these herbs and makes the gummies herself, but she knows the dosage, she knows how to create the dosages, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's been doing it for damn near 30, 35, 40 years, I think. I don't know off the top of my head. But she's been doing a lot of work and research on this stuff. And yeah, I'm not one of her test dummies. I'm a patient. But um, there are a great deal of health benefits too. It's actually been changing my diet as well as like my depression and anxiety. Um, it's also been helping with my knee pain as well. 'Cause I have chronic knee pain. For those of you that don't know me, I have arthritis in my knees as a kid. So, some days it's hard for me to walk. Other days I'm in my wheelchair, which I don't like using. But if I can't walk, I'm forced to use it, right? So she's been helping me with these particular gummies to actually help me out with my knee pain. I can take over-the-counter ones. I can take any ones that's in stores and whatnot. But I would have to take it over to her to actually double check the dosage, if it's correct or if it's in accordance with what I have already. So I always tell people, be mindful of what you get and what you buy and what you see from people, because not everything is going to be beautiful for you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, hopefully that answers your question, L. You know, is I've had good experiences so far. I haven't had any bad experiences.
Yeah, that was perfect. That was a great rundown of how it works for you. It sounds like you put a lot of thought into it, and the person you're working with is well vetted. So that is awesome. What about you, Ben? What's your go-to situation with these gummies?
So I take bunnies for bunnies. I take gummies for biotin because it deals with more hair loss. So rather than trying to bald out, I try to keep as much as I can at this point. So that's kind of the gummies that I usually take them for. But to be honest with you, Elle, I did a lot of research to know what exactly worked for me, and so far so good. Um, but those are pretty much the only gummies that I take. I don't really take them for any other purposes. That's why for me it's harder. Like the way I would put it is, everyone has different experiences, and we all take different products for different reasons. So that's kind of where I am with gummies. It's really to prevent hair loss, so to speak. So yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. You take the bunnies. I'm with you there. Sounds good. And looking at what you posted up there, I agree with you. Avoid those gummies. I think those are Ness's favorite gummies, the ones up top.
No, 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 no. So somebody yesterday gave me like 2 bags of gummies because they have way too much candy and whatnot. And the other stuff I was trying to avoid. So I'm like, you know what? This is good. It's like a little snack. I don't mind having once in a blue moon, and they're easy to store. And I made like eat like 4 or 5 out of both bags just because I'm like, all right, I need a little bit of sugar in my system, you know. And it's actually surprising, even though they may be unhealthy, they actually do help with diabetes. Surprisingly, people with diabetes, it actually helps them. Like I gave some to one guy who was diabetic, who was something to snack on that was sweet, and instead of him eating raw sugar packets here at the shelter, I gave him a few of those, and then I had him go to the nurse to get himself checked, and his sugar was it leveled out. So not all the time they're bad, but they're but in nice evened out doses. Don't go devouring an entire bag of unhealthy stuff, people. Do it in small, moderate doses. That's just my hot take. I do not give financial or medical advice, but I'm just saying, just be responsible for what you do, guys.
Well, actually, speaking of responsible, Nas, you bring up another great point. What I don't recommend you do is take gummies and then mix it with any alcoholic beverages of your choice. That's a no-no. Let's not do that. If you're gonna take gummies, or I'm sorry, if you're gonna take anything, take it with water, please, and water only. Do not take it with anything else. Elle, I know we joke around a lot about what, but in all seriousness, for this space and for these conversations, yes, take it with water if necessary. Do not mix it with alcohol beverages, and that goes with anything, medication, gummies in this case. Now, if you do gummy worms like the one I showed you, no harm, no foul, but don't take it with any legitimate medication. And that's all I kind of have for you. Actually, friends, speaking of beverage checks, now's a great time for you to grab your personal beverage of choice, whether that's coffee, tea, water. And if you are in the East Coast and it's noon and you feel like an alcoholic beverage is the answer, feel free. Just don't drink and drive. And then the other thing I would recommend, folks, is if you're going to drink alcohol, do so responsibly. Make sure you are of legal age. We are a huge proponent, or we are massively in the art of making sure that you are of legal age, and we do not condone any underage activities. And then, friends, this is extremely important. We are now officially sponsored by Justin Bieber. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Bieber is a proud sponsor of this space. So we do appreciate JB for all your sponsorships. And then we're now partly inspired, or we are now sponsored by Yankee Stadium. Once again, Yankee Stadium, we greatly appreciate your sponsors of L Space, of Connect and Chill. And then, friends, this is my personal favorite, and we're going to do it for Nick in this space and Creative, who joined us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is partly inspired by Keenan and Kel, where Kel loves his orange soda. So, you definitely know where I'm going with this. Here we go. Who loves to connect and chill wellness in the world of gummies? We all love to connect and chill wellness in the world of gummies. Is that true? We do, we do, we do, we do, we do, we do, we do. Oh. And I was mentioning to Elle this. This is the combination of some 5-Hour Energy, some leftover coffee that I had yesterday, as well as some coffee this morning, and then maybe some margaritas later. So I have a whole lot of energies, and I still have to take my gummies. Not necessarily gummy worms, but I do need to take gummies in general. With that being said, Elle, go ahead, my friend.
I think Nez had something to say to that, so I'll let him go ahead.
Yeah, no, Ben, pick up the phone in a second.
Hello?
Yeah, forgot to tell you this, but Justin Bieber has been a sponsor of this space since like 2 weeks ago, bro. Just saying, just tell Ben that he's been a sponsor for the past 2 weeks. He's not a new sponsor, but he is dropping off some donations later. Okay? Thank you, buddy.
Is it too late to say sorry?
No, it's never too late, buddy. It's never too late.
I didn't even know what to say. I didn't know if the skit was over. I didn't know where that came from. Oh, that was good. I mean, the sponsors today are incredible. My jaw dropped. It's like Yankees Stadium, Justin Bieber. I mean, oh my gosh. What a great way to start this Saturday. So, I was thinking of this as we were talking about Nez's love for candy and gummies. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a place called Sugar Factory. It was really popular in the city for a while. Everyone wanted to do their birthdays there. And they have drinks, both non-alcoholic or, alcoholic. And I thought of this when you mentioned like drinking and gummies. So they bring out this like huge bucket and it has just all of this juice and sugar and, whatever alcohol you choose. And then like 50 gummies and candies in it. And I always thought it looked so gross, right? Not to mention that these drinks are like $50. So it's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I went there once, but not by choice, just for a birthday party. I've never understood it, but that place was super popular. Go ahead.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. You said something that really perked my ears. The mixture of gummies and alcoholic drinks for $50. Okay, we live in not to get too political, so I'll try to refrain from. Um, Most of us, I don't know how we can afford that, to be honest with you. And Al, by your description, that doesn't actually sound intriguing either. So why would you want to do that? Like, I would understand. Okay, so put it this way: if you were to um, okay, I don't, I, I don't know how to phrase this, so disregard what I'm about to say. But you know what? Actually, let me put it this way. Okay, um, don't, and I mean this truly. Okay, as much as I was joking around earlier, do not mix any form of gummies and alcoholic beverages. Don't take and don't deal with medications in general. Don't do that. L, in this case, it seems like this is really candy related. I don't know how candy and alcohol go hand in hand together. Now, depending on the alcoholic drinks, it may, But for the most part, I can't really see this working out. And the fact that you're paying $50, I mean, let's face it, $50, you can apply that towards a game at Yankee Stadium, if we're being honest, right? So, I mean, I'd rather watch the Yankees play than spend $50 on alcohol and candy that, from your description, Al, does not seem too appetizing, and that's just my personal viewpoint. But actually, Al, one more thing, and we do have to do this for you, my dear friend. Who loves Al Spaces? We all love Al Spaces. Is that true? We do, we do, we do, we do, we do, we do. Okay, I can't.
That is probably how people feel after they drink this. And I put a picture up top. I do want to clarify, I did mean candy gummies, like just regular, like gummy worms and, all that sugary stuff. So yeah, it's like a big goblet and it just has so many gummies up top. $50, so it's pretty wild. I also think it's a waste of money, but there you go.
Al, is that tomato juice? What is in there?
Okay, I will read the description since you asked, but Sugar Factory, this is not a sponsor space. I'm not going to tell people to go to your restaurant and consume thousands of calories and they won't even get a buzz. That is a waste of time and money. But that is the Miami Tropical Punch Goblet. It features pineapple juice, Mai Tai Punch, and pina colada flavors. Kind of sus to say flavors, right? Bursting tropical flavors are shaken up with tequila, rum, grenadine, and triple sec. And then you have tropical gummy drops, aka just regular gummies, come on, floating on top of this blend to have you soaking up the Miami sunshine. And let me tell you, this is a little small hole-in-the-wall place downtown. You're not soaking up any Miami sunshine there, but that is what that drink is. And it even sounds fake, right? When people say flavors, I don't like that. That is a red flag. If they would have said like cream of coconut or something, that would have been a lot more reassuring. But we have another speaker too. Creative, what's up? Go ahead, Ben.
Yo, what's going on? Is that the Sugar Factory in downtown New York?
Yep, that's the one. Have you been?
Yo, so my first time I went to New York City, man, I went down there. That place was, I didn't even drink there or nothing because it looked so bad. It looked so ran down. But most Sugar Factories look really, really nice. But that one was really, really ran down.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't even know how they could say get your Miami sunshine here because there's no sunshine in that spot. It was not pretty, and the prices there were insane. But go ahead, Ben.
Al, I'll just say this real quickly. Al, I'm pretty sure whoever made that concoction of a beverage did not do it sober. What I mean is they probably were intoxicated. So when they came up with that, they thought it would be a great idea. And then, which actually contributed to the fact that they thought it would be an excellent idea to sell that for $50, which when you combine alcohol and you combine common sense, it usually is a no-no. So I'm going to be honest with you. That doesn't actually look appetizing. The candy I might consume, but everything else does not look good. I'm sorry, Al. I don't want to take anything from your space, but dude, that does not look appetizing, bro. That almost looks like tomato juice, to be honest with you.
I am not going to say what it looks like, but yeah, as soon as you started mentioning every other alcoholic beverage in there, including all that sugar, that's a recipe for somebody who's looking to have a cardiac arrest. I'm just saying. So please be careful if you're buying that drink or any drink for that matter. Please drink responsibly, people. As a recovering alcoholic myself, I tell people please drink responsibly. Even to guys in my shelter here that come in super drunk, I tell them do so responsibly because it can have an adverse effect on your body. So yeah, that especially goes to you guys that do drink and get yourselves inebriated. Please drink responsibly. Please, respectfully, respect your body, people. Your body loves you. Love your body back.
Yeah, Ben, go ahead. You don't have to put your hand up.
Um, Ladies and gentlemen, Ness, I'm glad you brought up that because we do have a new sponsor for the space based off of looking at that beverage. The AED, which is automated external defibrillator, is a proud sponsor of the space. Ladies and gentlemen, based off of the alcoholic beverage, if you do need a defibrillator at hand, right, you put in a L, right? You put in a promo code L, you will get 100% off your next defibrillator so that when you do consume any concoction such as that beverage, it will be a life-saving device. But also in seriousness, because we are talking about health gummies and, AED is extremely helpful, and I highly recommend life-saving techniques, because if at any given time you need to save someone's life, AED and learning how to know how to use CPR is definitely helpful. So I would definitely say that. And then one more thing, L, if you don't mind, we are not medical professional or legal. Uh, we're not here we're giving you advice that we know. Okay. So when we say like, but this is also true that when we recommend you not take these beverages, it's true. We're not kidding. One, save your $50, go to the Yankees instead. At least the Yankees are playing great at this point. So the Yankees definitely deserve your money. The Sugar Factory, the Miami concoction thingy does not deserve $50. And I'm pretty sure whoever created that, and I'm sorry for rambling about this, did not do that sober. There's no way a sober person actually created that beverage. And if it's true, then I have a lot of questions because that looks like, I know it's grenadine and all that good stuff. That looks almost like tomato juice, some pasta sauce, some ketchup mixed in there too that they're not telling you. And that concerns me. So yeah, that's where we're at. And then Al, one more thing, and then I don't want to take any more from your wonderful space, but we do have to make this wonderful announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to wrapping up this space, Ness did promise us that he will rap for us in the space. So we are super excited for Ness to rap. And then we are also super excited for El to sing us a wonderful song that we have been promised for the last few months, and we would love to hear El sing as well. But Ness rapping and El singing would be a wonderful contribution to the space. With that being said, I will hand this back to you, El.
Okay, so after that, I feel like I have to make a disclaimer. Two, actually. One, yes, none of us are medical professionals. This is just a fun conversation about gummies through experience and research. As I've said multiple times, I'm going to say it one more time. Do your own research. Talk to your healthcare professional. Figure out what works for you and your body. This is just lighthearted and my curiosity from my interest in melatonin gummies. That's really where this all started. And then my second disclaimer before I lose all of my friends is that I am not endorsing Sugar Factory. I am with you guys. You guys are talking to me like I'm saying I'm going to order this later. I do not agree with Sugar Factory. I think it's a waste of money, and I think it's gross for anyone to consume this many calories and this much sugar in one beverage. First of all, like, I do not like sugary drinks, and this takes it to the next level. Like I said, I also don't like when people say flavors of something. I'd rather just have that specific item in my beverage. So I'm with you. I'm anti-Sugar Factory. I feel like you guys are like holding the pitchforks at me like, no, Sugar Factory. I think it looks weird.
Wait. El, I'm on your side. Whoa, wait, hold on. Before you think like I'm against you, no, I'm on your side. What I meant to say was, um, when you said save your $50, I'm gonna keep saying this because there is no way that beverage is made without the additional usage of more alcohol. Okay, like I'm pretty sure whoever came up with that concoction, honestly, Al had all the ingredients readily available, and they're like, let's just try and see how this works. And then because they were under the influence of alcohol, they thought it'd be a great idea to sell for $50. Which, friends, don't consume alcohol and try to make another alcoholic beverage. From my personal experience, it's never works well. If you do it sober, that's one thing, but if you do it intoxicated, that's never a good idea. So that's kind of where I'm at. Sorry to take to um, take a detour of your space, L, but that's where we're at. And then L, if you don't mind, I did send you something in our group chat. So whenever you can, please feel free, and Ness as well. Creative, we haven't heard from you, bud, in a while. I want to hear your thoughts on this a wonderful concoction that Sugar Factory decided to steal $50 from all of us. So, yeah.
So the Sugar Factory, like the actual restaurant, is like a chain. So there's some of them that are really, really good, like places to go eat and have drinks and stuff, and have like these sugary beverages. Now this one, like I said, if I remember correctly, I think that spot is near Central Park, and that place is terrible. It's really, really ran down. So they probably just took all the last little ingredients they had in the back and kind of just threw them in a little glass that they found. And was like, yo, this is the Miami Sunset. Woohoo, let's go. Because that place is horrible, man. Like I promise you, I walked in there and just walked out. It was just so disappointing. But they do have some nice locations like in Miami and in California, LA, stuff like that. So, that one is just a really, really a poor example. It's like the 99-cent version of the Sugar Factory. It's really bad.
Hey, extra creative. You mentioned that there's one in LA as well. So Al, if you're ever in LA, since we're doing In and Out Disneyland, we might as well try Sugar Factory. If it's $50, then what I can recommend you do is, and this is a okay. Remember, don't take this as legal, professional, or medical advice. Just we're messing around. So what you can do, right, if you're trying to make a quick buck, so that you can afford these drinks, and this is kind of, no, actually, I'm not going to go down this route for this space, so disregard what I'm about to say. So we're going to detour and just say that In-N-Out, Disneyland, and Sugar Factory here in LA is definitely a must. But if I'm spending $50 on that, no, I'd rather use the $50 and buy everyone in the space In-N-Out, because I think that's more worth it. But Elle, I do have a question for you. So with Sugar Factory, I love how we're just going to stick with Sugar Factory. Okay. So have you tried all the wonderful beverages from Sugar Factory? And what would be your advice for everyone in this space with to the wonderful beverages that they sell?
Oh my God. I regret bringing up Sugar Factory. I actually have not had any of them because I am not interested in any drink that has all of this candy. Like I said, $50 for a drink that's just sugar and juice is not my go-to. So I haven't had any. I don't think I ever plan on it. When I come to LA, we go to In-N-Out and Disneyland and all that stuff. I don't think we will go to Sugar Factory. I imagine we go somewhere cooler. There's a lot of other places on my California bingo card for this year. It's so funny now. Everything is Sugar Factory. Creative has more experience than me, honestly. We should be drilling him because he knows about the location, what it looks like, the inventory in the back. I think you should start asking him questions. Okay, now everyone's crickets. No one has anything to say about that,
No,
Creative?
I will. No, I never been there personally. I probably won't buy it, but I don't recall me ever going anywhere near it. It's probably because my body is automatically tuned to certain places. So yeah, no, I probably would never go there. I mean, looking at that picture alone, it looks like somebody just barfed into their drink and then added more stuff to it. Like what the like yeah, you know what? But yeah, we're gonna just move to the next one. Okay, so she put up. There's another pin tweet up there. Thank you, Creative, for that. Yeah, that's the Glendale location. Okay, perfect. See, that looks a little more appetizing. I would probably go there myself. But the one here in New York, like half the place in New York, I would never go into. I'm sorry. I mean, like, you just look from the outside, like, nope, not going in there. No, I would not go in there. No, and then your body would just instantly just reject the area. Because just follow your body, people. Do not follow your hearts. In that instance, because I had to go back to look at this. This is like disgusting, honestly. And that you can't even take that in small doses. Like what is like? I have to agree with Ben. It does look like a little bit of like tomato juice mixed with like something else. I don't know what. That looks like a really bad chemical imbalance that like some crackhead alchemist made. I don't know. I don't know, man. This is weird. This is weird. But anyway, for all you new guys in the space, we are talking about gummies and various health benefits that can come to those things. So if you haven't done so already, please like and keep the space. We appreciate it. Elle would appreciate it. The sponsors would appreciate it. Benjamin would appreciate it. So yeah, me personally, I would definitely appreciate it because we're supporting now. Meanwhile, for those of you guys that have not written anything in the comments, please feel free to do so. Because why not? Okay, now I'm co-host. Yay! Back to you, Al.
Real quickly, Elle, and I'll say this real fast. If you're ever in California, we're going to Knott's Berry Farm, we're going to Six Flags, Disneyland, we're going to all the fun stuff. We may not go to Sugar Factory because I don't think it's worth it. And Ness, thank you for agreeing with me based off of that beverage. It's just, dude, that's what that is. Like, it's tomato juice, that's pasta sauce, and like that's basically the ingredients of lasagna mixed into an alcoholic beverage, and then they decided to add more alcohol to it. So that's not really a go. But Elle, creativeness, we do have to do this for everyone in this wonderful space as we are wrapping, as we are rapidly approaching the top of the hour. Friends, we do have about 22 hours left of this space. So with that being said, we got 22 hours of wonderful energy from Elle and Ness and myself. Who loves to connect and chill? Wellness in the world of gummies. We all love to connect and chill wellness in the world of gummies. Is that true? We do. Ooh! Yeah, that's where we're at right now. Back to you, Al.
Perfectly said. So yeah, and I'm trying to think outside of the sugar factory. But yeah, for anyone just joining or, hopping into the space now, we've been talking about gummies from the healthy aspect, vitamin C gummies, melatonin, ACV. We also talk about gummies for pain, those with hemp, CBD. So we've been all around the spectrum, and we've heard of a few experiences. We've heard of some good products, maybe some ingredients to avoid. So we've just been talking about gummies. And now lately we've been talking about those sugary gummies that you buy at the store, and those are no bueno too. But we've been all around, and if you want to, talk about a gummy you tried, maybe something you like elderberry or anything positive, you're more than welcome to do so. Or if you have a funny story, that's cool too. No judgment here. But that's pretty much where we're at with gummies. The other thing I did want to mention that I remember reading and hearing from people's experiences is that, remember, it doesn't hit you automatically once you consume the gummy. So it's really, really important to be aware of that. Don't just keep taking more gummies because you're thinking, oh, wow, I don't feel anything. Absorption can be delayed depending on how much of that edible you consumed, how much other food is in your stomach, and it's a person-by-person basis. So don't just go, off of what your friend says they consume. They might also just be used to it. So you want to be careful. Slow and steady wins that race for sure.
Yeah, no. I actually did talk to somebody my ex used to take gummies a while back, but and one day she was like, she took it in microdoses. One day she's like, oh, I'm not feeling it, but then she took enough dosage, and I'm like, dude, stop before you put that in your mouth. Do not take it. You know what I'm saying? Just write out what you're going through right now, but do not take that extra dosage because no, I saw the effects of what had happened the one time when she was like, oh, I took it an hour ago and then took another dose, and I'm like, yeah, dude, that's a bad idea, so don't do it again. Ben, why are you raising your hand?
I keep forgetting. Sorry, it's the 5 hour energies that's getting me feeling some type of way. Actually, speaking of health and wellness, with actually, as you bring up you bring up such a great point with gummies, and this actually goes into anything as well. Just because you're not feeling the effect does not mean you take more of anything. And I don't care if that's medication, if that's gummies, if that's anything. Take only what is recommended to you and nothing more. Because the thing is, you take too much of anything that can be harmful to your health. So I think back to being serious, that's very true. So that's kind of where we're at. And then friends, um, we are now officially sponsored by Haribo gummy bears. Haribo. I don't know how you want to pronounce that, but Haribo Gummy Bears is a proud sponsor of the space. Are you looking for a delicious treat? Are you looking for a yummy snack to take? That's not alcoholic not that gummy bears contain alcohol or make you feel some sort of way, but they are a delicious snack. They do contain a lot of sugar, so I don't recommend you take too much of them, but might as well indulge yourself. And then remember, friends, this is extremely important. Make sure to follow everybody in the space, connect with Elle. Follow Elle. Elle does wonderful spaces every Saturdays, connect and chill. And then remember, as we're connecting and chilling in a space, we're also being very mindful that we should not be doing business with Sugar Factory, because Sugar Factory is a waste of money. It's not healthy. Why waste all your calories on that when you can waste the delicious calories on anything else? And then one more thing, Elle, as I see we have OAJ coming up to speak. Friends, I'm going to do this for everyone in this space one more time. To connect and chill. Wellness in the world of gummies. We all love to connect and chill. Wellness in the world of gummies. Is that true? We do. Yeah, that's all I have for you.
Yo, sis, I'm glad you're here. Look at that second one from the top on the left, coming from the left. Tell me you would not ever touch that stuff. That just looks disgusting. Please, sis. Because that right there, oh my goodness. Sis, even, I like my little sugar every now and again, but that drink right there looks just horrible. I'd rather my sister, OAJ Shorty, right there, if you haven't given the follow, give her a follow. She is a great mental health advocate. And also a nutritionist, because she's actually been helping me redo my whole diet here, thanks to her going out of her way to tell us about these different fruits and vegetables that she's been utilizing. So yeah, OJ, the floor is yours.
What's up? What's up, guys? Listen, I was I was not expecting. Hello, Elle. Hello, Benjamin. What's up, bro? What's up, Tiona? Everyone in the listening lounge. I did not expect to come into this space talking about edibles. Why are we talking about edibles, guys, in a wellness space? I see. I wasn't in the beginning, so I don't know what gummies have to do with wellness. Does anybody want? Anybody want to?
Oh no. Yeah. I'll catch you up. So Elle brought up melatonin gummies, which actually are helpful and beneficial for people that may not be able to take like the actual pill form of it, but the gummy form of it, which is very good. I spoke mostly about the gummies that help me deal with like my anxiety and depression. For that. And also like we talked about the sugary stuff too a little bit, but I take them in small micro doses, but not like the heavy stuff. We don't do those. But yeah, and Ben brought up some other good gummies as well for health and wellness, for those of us that like to keep ourselves in check. But then we saw that debacle of I don't want to even, I have to look away from it again. That was just horrible. But yeah, just to catch up to speed, that's what we were talking about.
Okay, so all right, so I just happened to come in on on the edible conversation, and I had a very funny story for it. I just wanted to kind of get some background on what the gummies had to do. So you guys were talking about like vitamins and stuff like that. Cool. So if you guys read the back of your containers that that contains gummies, not all of them are what they're cracked up to be. You guys know that. I anything I buy, I turn around, I look at the ingredients, and just FYI, they don't actually put all the ingredients. They mask it in other words, like natural flavors. So it's like, yeah, what natural flavors? The glands from an animal out in Peru? Is that the natural flavor we're talking about? Because, actually it is natural. But they don't let you know it's an animal byproduct, just like gelatin. That's in gummies, and it is made from animals, pigs, cows, whatever. And there's the, glucose syrup on top of sugar, so there are 50 sugars in there before you get the actual healthy content in there. So, does that even make sense to take it after that? So when you're choosing gummies, just make sure you're choosing the best version of the gummy for you. So, it's better to take it than not if you're in need of a vitamin supplement, but just try to be mindful of choosing the right one. So back to this edible. Back to the edible conversation. Guys, I got caught with edibles a couple times. I don't even know. I feel like I need some sunglasses or a mask to be in this space. I'm going to disassociate myself with this. This is being recorded. Oh, maybe I don't want to tell my story. So this is being recorded. But anyway, so I had a family member who got some stuff from Cali before it was legal here. Actually, this is when I was in Jersey. So before it was legal in Jersey and they had all the dispensaries and stuff, my cousin went and got some of those. I want to say they're more relatable to those strips, like the sour strips that have all the sugar on the outside, but they're flat. I don't even know really what you call them. And it tells you, I don't even think it told me how many to take. So I ate like half, and then I didn't feel anything. So 3/4 later, then 1 1/4. And I'm not even going to tell you. Why are you laughing out? Because you know how this turned out. So needless to say, I had to go to sleep because all these thoughts were going through my mind. I really couldn't function. I really couldn't move. I was like, you know what? And then I was scared to go to sleep because I was like, am I going to wake back up? It was nuts. So I eventually talked myself into going to sleep. So I went to sleep. So the next time I tried it, which why would I do that? I did less. Still the same effect. Okay, so I'm done with those, right? So then I go to my cousin's house. Why do I keep hanging out with this cousin? I don't know. And they gave me like a half of a half of a half of what is it, Nerds? It's like a Nerds piece, right? It was the smallest thing ever. Because I told them what happened with the little strips. And they're like, no, here, take a half of a half of a half, right? Okay, so I'm thinking I'm cool. My kids are with me, chilling with my cousin, his wife, their kids. So I think somebody else came over. I don't even remember right now. So I ate it. 45 minutes later, I'm sitting at the table, and I'm like, whoa. All I could do was laugh, right? Everything was funny to me. And then a little time after that, I couldn't talk. I'm just staring. I know what people are saying to me, but I couldn't talk. And I'm responding to people in my head, and I just have this smile on my face. And my cousin's wife is like, "You're starting to scare me." I don't know what to do. So they're talking to me, and every like I don't know 20 minutes, half hour or so, I can say something to what they told me, like to what they asked me like a half hour before. And then it got to the point where I couldn't talk at all. And my cousin's wife was like, "All right, come on, stand up. Let's go for a walk." And then half hour later, I was like, "I can't." I couldn't get up. I couldn't walk. This lasted for like, and then I'm like, damn it, Janine, why would you do this? Well, I didn't know it was going to happen, but I'm thinking to myself, damn, you have your kids. Like, I'm trying to act normal, but I can't talk. I'm just looking at them at this point. And good thing their cousins kept them busy. But I was having like a mental conversation with myself because I couldn't talk to anybody else. I couldn't move. I couldn't get up. I was telling myself to get up, but I couldn't move. So then finally, I start feeling it lift. Like I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a internal unraveling. Like you just feel like it lift. And I was like, yo, I'm going home. Because right before that, oh, I forgot. Right before that, I was saying to my cousin, I finally got some words out. I was like, can y'all take me to the hospital? And they were like, we ain't taking you nowhere. I was like, yo, I was like that bad. Like I couldn't move. I couldn't talk. So I was like, yo, finally I got some words out. And I was like, can y'all take me to the hospital? It's like, we ain't taking your ass nowhere. Sit down. Because I finally could get up after that. No, I'm just sitting there, just looking at them, just looking at them, just looking at them. And then finally I felt it lift and I was like, yo, I'm going home. And they're like, are you sure? Because it was like 5 hours later. I'm like, yes, I want to go to bed. I'm going to bed. I'm going home. I'm going to bed. I didn't live but 20 minutes from them. But I was like, yo, I'm going to bed. I took my behind home and I went to bed. I locked the door. I was like, yo, I'm going to bed. I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm going to bed. I don't care. So you'd think that was the end of it for me after that experience. No. Not Janine. Not OAJ Shorty. No. She's got to try everything. So next time, which was I want to say a year later, apparently I, chose to have selective amnesia with what edibles do to me. Okay. Didn't matter the kind. At this point, I'm not putting together, it doesn't matter what kind of edibles you're eating, girl. It just doesn't agree with you. So fast forward to a year or two later, hanging out with a friend. They own a dispensary. Don't even know why I even bothered. They're at Meg's. I don't understand it. So they bring over this like giganticized Rice Krispie, this very cute little box of chocolates, some other things. But I looked at the box of chocolates. I was like, oh, this is so cute. So I open it. We're going on our way to the beach. And I just put the whole thing in my mouth and ate it, right? And before I could, well, right as I was chewing it, they were like, no, hold on. It was too late. I had consumed it. It didn't really taste that great, actually, when I got to the middle. It really didn't taste that great. So I was like, I'm not going to eat one of those again. But I was looking at something else to eat. But they're like, nah, hang on. So we're driving on the way, and it starts to kick in. And I'm looking around like, oh, boy, what's going on here? You start to feel it hitting you. So by the time we got to the beach, which wasn't 10, 15 minutes down the street, I need help getting out the truck. I can't figure out how to get out the freaking truck. So finally get me out the truck. I'm holding on to my friend. I need help walking. We get to like a pier, but it's not tall, so I could have actually just sat and like scooted down. But I was too scared to just jump down. And they're like, let me help you. And I'm like, no. I was just too scared. So I got up and I stumbled my way off from around the back of the pier, and I walked all the way down and all the way around. We're sitting on this blanket, right? And they're like, no, just calm down, just chill, right? It's at nighttime. And so I'm laying on the freaking blanket on the beach, and I'm looking up, and it was such a freaking nice night. I wish I wasn't high, y'all. So I'm looking up at all the stars. It was so pretty. And there were so many freaking stars, and all I see is movement. And I'm like, wait, is it a plane? And no, it wasn't a plane. It was like a group of stars, and it was moving in a pattern. And I'm like, yo. I was like, what if the aliens come get me on their ship? What are my kids going to do? You can't take me. Like, I'm thinking it's freaking aliens. Because it was literally like a group of stars, like 6 stars. I can picture it now. Like that that picture does not leave my brain. It's imprinted there. And it's just like moving around in a circle. And I'm like, yo, what the freak is that? I thought it was aliens coming to get me. So then I guess he sees me like bugging out a little bit. And I tried to stand up, right? I was like, listen, let me try to stand up. I really couldn't talk. I don't know what it is. I can't talk when I take these things. So I really couldn't talk. So I'm thinking I'm standing up, but my little ass is crawling around in circles. Because I couldn't figure out how to stand up. No. And I know he was looking at my silly, like, look at this little silly ass, which is just crawling around in circles. So he finally comes over to me and stands me up, walks me all the way back to the truck. And we're headed back. He's gonna drop me off because there's nothing he could do with me. I'm no good. I couldn't talk. I'm crawling around in circles. So on the way, I'm like, yo, what if he chops me up into little pieces? Like this is how nuts my mind goes. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what are my kids gonna do? I hope they don't open the door. What if they thinking all these crazy things? And we finally get and we park, right? And I'm like, if I open the door, can I run? Can I just run to my door? I could barely walk where I'm running. So arm in arm takes me to my door. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope I can get up there before he follows me up there. I hope I can lock the door. What if I can't lock the door? Anyway, he leaves my little silly ass so I can climb up the stairs and go to my apartment and close the door. Listen, never again in life will I knowingly consume an edible product of any sort. Like, I was never into that whole world of that stuff anyway. But I was like, let me at least try it. And let me see, how many times? One, two, 3, 4, like 5 times. Like 5 times. I'm done. I'm done. My body doesn't like it. My mental, my physical, my spiritual body doesn't like it. You know what? I'm high off life anyway. So I should have known better to begin with. Like, I don't have to be high. I could go and I don't even really like clubs, but anyway, I would go. Like if all of us were just got together and was like, yo, let's go to this club, I would go with y'all. But do I need to drink? Do I need to smoke? Do I need to consume any mind altering things? No, because I'm high off life. I could sit there and have so much fun watching y'all get really silly, and it'll feel like I'm high myself. I don't know what it is. I get the vapors off of you guys or something, but I could literally do that. So for me to consume anything outside of that alters my mental being is just nuts. So we're going to say that OAJ Shorty, aka Janine, will never consume an edible or any type of product like that ever, ever, ever again. Miss Megs, I see you have a question. The mic is yours, or a comment, or just open your mic and laugh at my silliness. It's all good.
Yeah, I had similar experiences with edibles. I remember my first one. I was in college. I ate like a half of a Rice Krispie, and then we went to the movies to see Paranormal. Oh my gosh, like before the movie, I was already scared of paranormal, and I was sitting in the food court and the chairs were like moving. They were like, and it was like getting to me, and it was so loud in my head, and I'm like curled up in a ball at the table. And my friend comes over. She's like, I think you're high. I'm like, yeah, I think so too. She's like, I was staring at you like curl into a ball while I was getting water. I'm like, I am so freaked out right now. So then we went to Paranormal, and I actually ended up like kind of falling asleep in Paranormal because I was so just like tired. I don't know. I'm the kind of person that gets tired when I indulge in those types of activities. But I don't anymore because now the doctors say that it's developed something called psychosis. And dude, you don't want to have psychosis. It's the worst. So I was like, you know what? I'll sacrifice this small bad habit to not ever think of things like that produce psychosis ever again. So, but my birthday is coming up in July, and I was like telling my sister, I'm like, dude, I think I want to like smoke a blunt. And she's like, okay, do it. And I'm like, wow, what a support system. I'm like, oh, okay. But I don't know. It's been almost a year of not smoking, and part of me is like, wow, Megan, you can do it. So why, go back? So I'm really struggling with what I'm going to do on my birthday in that decision.
Oh, well, I'll give a suggestion. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Listen to your body. Listen to your body. Trust and believe me. As a person that I haven't smoked bud in like, geez, almost. I'm gonna say 6 months since I took my last little toke. I show pictures of it. Thank you. Like, I'll show pictures of it, but I give it to other people. I'm like, here, take this shit. Because I have my little CBD gummies. I have my little CBD oil there, and I haven't even hit that shit. I take a little gummy. I take maybe less than half a milligram of that shit, and I'm a happy camper. All by my damn self. Because I'm like, end of the day, I'm like, except for like last week. No, last week I did get high. I'm like, no, I did get high last week. But I took like one hit, and I'm like, yep, okay, we're good. But that was it. I was
No,
happy
he
camper
did
because I
not.
know what it was unrecorded space, so I definitely had to take a hit. Recorded spaces, I don't get high because I want to make sure that I'm giving correct content. Sis, we're not going there.
No. Hold on.
She's about to get on me. She's going to get on my ass.
You can't. No. You
Hold
can't.
on.
First of all, the buildup was crazy. I thought y'all heard. He said 6 months. I thought he was going to say a year. Like, yo, the buildup was crazy. I was like, yo, I'm about to like really give him his props. He said 6 months, right? And then, okay, 6 months is good. Okay. And then he goes and destroys all that and says, oh, I just took a toke. Just one. But you can't claim sobriety and then say, oh, but I slipped for just like 1 millimeter.
Yeah,
ounce.
I know.
No, the clock starts over.
You're cracking
You
me
can't
up.
do that. The clock starts over. But Megs, I like that series of paranormal though, except when it got to like after 4, I think it got like really stupid. I didn't like it
No,
after
what do
that.
you mean? It got so real. It was like, oh shit, everyone's related. Everyone is evil. Like when it was all connecting together, and then they like go to the house with the grandma, and then they
Yeah,
like
grandma was a
all
savage.
yeah. Oh my gosh, the part where they're like looking out the window and there's like all these people from who knows where they came from. Yeah, it was I really was scared. I tried to not think about it, but like I also think they did a really good job at connecting them all together.
They did, but it just got like the little girl who went into the wall. I'm like, or the lady. I was like, we know what's going on. Can y'all do something different? Y'all keep doing the same thing. No, don't go into the damn hole in the wall. Like I didn't understand why they kept doing it, so it just got annoying after a while. But yeah, the grandma was a savage.
Kids are like that. Kids are like
Yeah,
that.
but
They just do
the
stupid
adults in
things
the
over and
movie,
over.
watch it. Watch your kids. We're not watching our kids. But yeah, no, the grandma over here dressing up the little girl, not even a grown person, a little girl for a marriage to a demon or whatever the heck it was. I don't know. It was funny, but I couldn't imagine being high and watching that. Can y'all imagine me over there
No,
not being able to
sis.
Well, I
move,
would say this.
not being able to move, having no
No,
idea
you
Yeah, I
what
would
to
be
can
do?
imagine
tripping.
that. OAJ, you always on some wild stuff, so you always got a good story to tell. So we appreciate it. And also, it's good to see you. You know what I mean? You've been MIA for a while, so I got to give you some shit.
You know it. Listen, yo, I could have kept your inbox full, with LeBron jokes, but I was like, let me give him a break because
Hey, you can. I need you to brush up on your basketball
I
anyway. You know
didn't
what I
want to
mean?
bother you too much with the cracks on LeBron. Actually, it would be your friend actually who really likes LeBron,
Yeah, it don't bother me who you crack on,
but
but
it
you
was
know
a
what I mean.
lot.
We gotta get you.
It was
We
a
gotta
lot.
get you to get your
So,
basketball knowledge up. You know what I mean? So we can
I'm
Yeah,
actually.
good.
LeBron James is the GOAT. I fall in love
Oh
with that man.
wait, hold on.
no.
If you don't mind, Al. So we started off this conversation talking about gummies, and then which I take half of the responsibility in this room because we went from gummies to Sugar Factory, and I'll take 80% of. Well, okay, let me put it this way: I'll do 99% of the responsibility about Sugar Factory, and then we went to basketball, and we're talking about paranormal activity. Actually, makes this is going to be a great point. Um, with your birthday coming up, don't waste your money at Sugar Factory, and don't buy other stupid ass shit just because you're not gonna feel shit from them. So excuse my language for that, but that's kind of where we're at. And then L, I love that we're talking about basketball because actually this next sponsor of this space is the Los Angeles Mavericks. Once again, the LA Mavericks is a proud sponsor of this space as we are pulling for the Mavericks to win the championship on behalf of Creative, who coined the term. So LA Mavericks in 6, and I'm going to stand by that. And then, Al, we do have to do this for you, my friend. Since we are talking about paranormal activity, getting high, and then Ness, apparently he's supposed to be sober, and then, it's letting himself slip up. So I guess we're going to kind of go this route. So, friends, who loves weed? We all love weed, is that true? We do, we do, we do, we do, we do, we do. Ooh. But remember, smoke responsibly, friends. And then with weed, it goes great with brownies. One thing I call them weed brownies or weenies, or weenies, I should say. Yeah, I had too many margaritas, so I'm going to hand this back to you, Al.
Y'all are drinking during a wellness space? Is that what we're doing?
I don't drink. I do not.
What time is it where you at?
It's 10, so I don't know if I want to add to that, but yeah.
10 a.m. That matters.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Yeah. This is why I am grateful that I don't drink. But yeah. We don't drink. No, I will get high, but I won't drink. No. No.
Well,
but, back to you all.
But before we go to L, Creative. So I've been MIA because I have been building in the background. So I'm currently actually with a company that I wanted to get into for the last 3 years. So I expect nothing but growth and great things to come from it. So that's what I've been doing. So now I have to see how that fits in with my my Web3 life.
Gotcha. I thought it was that Rice Krispie treat that took you out all the time. I heard that story that you were crawling on the ground. I thought you finally just got up from that. So
No, bro. I didn't even eat the Rice Krispies treat. It was the chocolate, whatever was in that chocolate that took me out.
whatever it was, you said you just stuffed it in your mouth, and I was just like, hey, wait a minute, this PG-13 here. Now let's get back to talking about gummies though, on a real serious note though. Like, so it cracks me up to hear people that actually smoke weed and they try to talk about the medical benefits of smoking weed, right? And it's like, okay, cool. They smoke it. So people that smoke, they smoke weed because they like to smoke weed. If they try to tell you they smoke weed because they like the medical benefits of it, it's bull. Because they also counteracting the health benefits with putting smoke in their lungs. So it doesn't make any sense, especially when you have all these other products like gummies and like creams and all this kind of stuff where you can get the medicinal purposes of the weed without smoking it. So I crack up when people's biggest argument to why weed should be legal and all this other stuff and it should be used for medicinal purposes is because, and that's why they like to smoke it. No, you are, it's kind of like most pharmaceutical drugs, right? Like you take it from one thing and they give you something else. If you smoke it, yeah, it's going to give you medical benefits in certain areas, but it's also going to give you medical adverse effects in other areas like your lungs. Smoke is never good for your lungs. So gummies is always a healthier option if you are looking for medicinal marijuana products, creams, things of that nature. So that's all I got to say about that. On a serious note.
Creative, thank you. Because that's something I try to tell people. Like, yeah, I smoke every now, once in a blue, just to smoke. But I'd rather take the gummies. It is a healthier alternative. I'm being dead serious. It is a healthier alternative, and it doesn't have those adverse effects on you. My gummies, they come from, like I said, they come from a special pharmacy. You know what I'm saying? That a pharmacologist who actually specializes in this stuff. He's been doing this stuff for 35 years, 30 some odd years, something like that. So I know where my stuff is coming from. If you're getting it from a store, make sure you read the labels and make sure you do your research on it. If you can't do it yourself, find somebody that actually has knowledge of this stuff when you're buying your gummies, so this way you're not getting something that's going to have adverse effects on your body. Just saying.
So did y'all just notice, okay. Did y'all just notice he said 6 months he hasn't smoked. Then he had a slip up, okay? Just pulled some smoke in quickly. Didn't inhale, what was that president?
No, I inhaled.
Oh, okay. So he's not gonna lie on that one. Okay, so he inhaled, right? So okay, so 6 months out the window, right? So now we start the clock all over. And then in his speech, this is how subconscious mind works, because you're not really gonna stop smoking until you get it out of your subconscious. This is where all your behaviors come from. Then he says, I just smoke every now and then.
I knew you don't get it. I knew you don't miss a beat. Listen. I get shotgun smoke from people in here, bro. I'm in the shelter, so I get shotgun smoke, so I'm like, all right, cool, thank you for the shotgun.
No,
Appreciate
no,
you.
you
Didn't want it,
you
but whatever.
can't scapegoat other. You can't scapegoat other people.
I'm not
Yes, you
scapegoating.
are. Just if you
I'm gonna
do
take
it
video
every
next
now
time.
and then, just own it, bro. Creative, to your point. If you do it every now and then, just own it, man. That's what it is. You know,
I love you too, sis.
love you more. Creative, to your point, yeah. If they're saying that they do it for a medicinal purpose, they lie about other things too. Because there's no way y'all been smoking all these years for medicinal purposes. Y'all didn't even know it had medicinal effects until, the government decided they wanted to make some profit off it, So stop it, cut it out. And yes, yes, it does damage your lungs. And my thing to people who are like, oh, weed is harmless, da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, so you're getting ready for surgery, right? Is it okay if your doctor gets high right before your surgery or no? Just asking.
I
Just
hope not.
asking. Why not? It's harmless. It has no
No.
it has no effect on you. You can function properly, right? This is the argument
Well,
I
I
get
don't
from
know.
other
See,
people. I function better on
No.
weed. Can your
No, you
doctor
do
who's
not.
having
I do not.
surgery on you get
Sis,
high
I'm
real
gonna tell
quick
you.
or no?
Yeah, sis, I'll tell you from experience. You do not have your cognitive skills are out the window
Oh, I know
once you're
that.
high.
I
mean,
know that.
yeah, and this is why I stay to myself. I stay in my little bed, and that's it. I no. I'm like, all right, I'll watch some anime, and even then, I'm not paying attention to the anime. I'm just sitting there, just laughing at the screen for no reason whatsoever. And
Listen,
it'd be something serious. I'll be laughing. So
I'm
no,
aware.
you're not cognitive.
I'm
I
definitely
would
aware.
not.
Listen,
I would
everyone is
definitely
not the
never.
same. We're
real
all
quick.
individual people. That's what makes, human beings amazing and not boring. We're not all the same. So it affects us on different levels. However, it does affect us. Doesn't matter how minute, but it is going to affect you. So
Well, a couple of things. I wanted to address this. Creative, there's a couple of images you shared in the Jumbotron from Sugar Factory. And I was doing some research from Sugar Factory, and Elle did let me know that spinach and artichoke dip are apparently $20, and chips and salsa is also $11. Okay, so we're going to go down this route because I think this is important. Friends, if you're spending $20 on spinach and artichoke dips, or you're spending $11 on chips and salsa, what are we doing here? Okay, that's one. Two, I'm looking at all the images you posted up there, Creative. You definitely will need a defibrillator based off of the amount of sugar calories in those drinks, as well as probably fainting from the prices you're going to have to pay to Sugar Factory. So this is actually going to be another proud sponsor of this space. Ladies and gentlemen, the automated external defibrillator is a proud sponsor of this space. Ladies and gentlemen, AED is a proud sponsor of this space. Do you need a defibrillator? Put in the promo code L and you will get 100% off on your next defibrillator of choice, so that when you do go to Sugar Factory and you do waste your money and you buy those beverages, it will in fact save your life, so that next time, do not go to Sugar Factory. And that's where we're all about in this space. We're all looking after one another. Do not waste your money from Sugar Factory. Creative, thank you so much for sharing those images. That just looks like to be honest with you, that almost looks kind of like a sugar crash that I used to have when I was a youngster that I would have consumed. Now I'm good. I don't want this to be the last moment that I take my breath. So I would not be indulging in those products. However, friends, this is Creative. If I don't know if we've mentioned this in this space, but Wingstop is a proud sponsor of the LA Lakers. So I think Wingstop is a proud sponsor of Connect and Chill. Once again, Wingstop is a proud sponsor for Connect and Chill. Thank you, Wingstop, for being a sponsor of both the Lakers and for Connect and Chill and for L. And then L, I apologize for earlier. I'm about 3 margaritas in right now, so my mind is going all over the place. Unlike Ness, I did not take any blunts, but I did do alcohol instead. So that's where I'm at.
I'm going to get a smoothie, right, in a couple minutes. But
You get me one?
absolutely not, you fibber.
Damn. That's my feelings, bro. I'm just gonna make my own smoothie. I'm gonna go buy my own smoothie. I wasn't going out. I'm going out.
No, I'm gonna
Go
have
see the Puerto
somebody
Rican
make it
Day
for me.
Parade Festival.
But I am so for paying like about $20 for spinach artichoke dip because it's banging. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with you, Benjamin. It's okay to pay that much for good spinach artichoke dip.
Okay, OAJ, here's the thing. If you go to any other restaurant, perfectly fine. Just don't do it at Sugar Factory, where they're trying to entice you with all these beverages too. That's why the $20 spinach and artichoke dip is getting to me, because they're already charging you $50 for a Miami whatever. So 50 and 20, That's nearly $100. Okay, that's $70 that you could have used the money towards not berry farming, getting yourself way better spinach and artichoke dips, or something of that nature. So that's what I'm saying. It's highway robbery that they are trying to get you. Because, like I said, what they're doing is they're not okay. If you're doing business with Sugar Factory, this is what they're hoping. Um, by you wasting your money, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to waste. They're trying to get you to spend money on stupid shit when it's not even beneficial to you, right? So that's kind of, and sorry for my language, but that's kind of where we're at. And then the other thing is spinach and artichoke dips anywhere else, please. Anywhere else, $20 totally fine. And then why is okay? Sugar Factory, this is a legitimate question. What is in the $11 salsa that you're charging $11 for? The chips is really cheap. So what's in that salsa? Is it organic? What are we doing here? Like, why is it $11? I need to know. I need answers. We need answers right away. And then Al, one more thing. Who loves Al? Ben loves Al. Yeah, that's
I
where
feel
we're at.
like
How big are
I feel like Benjamin needs
are
some
they
water,
sizable?
honestly. But where's the Sugar Factory? I don't even know what this is. I think that's why I'm a little confused. What is it? Is it in New York?
They make like really cool drinks, and they're like fishbowl size, and I guess they also charge really expensive for their dips. But I'm thinking
Well,
that
once you're drunk, you don't care
the
about the
dips
price, I
are,
think. So,
well, the dips are probably like a sizable dip, I think. Sugar
oh,
Factory,
Elle
you
said
don't
no.
share, you don't go
Elle
by
said no. She
yourself
said no.
because she's not even
She put the
talking.
thumbs down. You got visual cues, Max.
Well, I'm thinking like you can't go to Sugar Factory by yourself because the drinks are so huge. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to finish a whole drink by myself because they're so big.
Okay, I'm gonna read.
The dips are probably big
I'm
too.
gonna redirect everybody to the second picture on the left hand side. So if you're over on the left there and you scroll like one over, yeah, just looking at that, yeah, I wouldn't. Even if I was drinking, I wouldn't even drink that. That just looks scary. No, just no.
That's
I
okay,
no.
Ness.
I can't.
Ness. You know what's in? I'm
I'm
telling you.
triggered.
Okay, Al. I am sorry for being so repetitive, but that is tomato juice. That's pasta sauce. That's lasagna. All a mixture of one. That's what that is. That's
That's
why it's not appetizing.
regurgitation.
Like I like lasagna. I like pasta, but you cannot blend that and make it an alcoholic beverage and call it Miami. You just cannot do that. That's the
Clearly they
thing.
have.
And that's why I'm
I just think as part of a wellness space, I have to tell my friends you do not need a 2,000 calorie drink with 300 grams of sugar. That is something we do not do here. Absolutely not.
That's a hangover calling your name.
Yeah, and that on top of it, that's another reason to say no. Even if it was an alcoholic, I would say no. But yeah, it's just no bueno.
Is it too late to say sorry?
But anyway,
According to Justin Bieber, no.
the space has been funny. We've spoken about every kind of gummy now. We already started ACV gummies, melatonin, vitamin C, elderberry, all that good stuff. And, now we've ended up on the other side, which I knew was going to happen. Some fun stories. OAJ walked in at the perfect time because that was a good laugh. And then Ness, the buildup was crazy. I have to just say that one more time. That was too funny. But yeah, I really enjoyed the space. I think we can start wrapping up. Everyone can go get their smoothies and some health and wellness in their afternoon or morning for you West Coasters. But if anyone has any closing remarks, I'll hand the mic over and let you guys take it before we wrap.
Yeah. Quick wrap up. Don't forget, like I said earlier, you use whatever necessary means. Whatever you do in your life, just always make sure you get a good second opinion. Talk to your doctors or physicians, and don't self-medicate. It's a bad idea. Look out for your health and wellness. Your body is your temple, and it loves you, so love your body back. That is all I have to say about that.
Yeah, and I'm going to piggyback off of Ness and say this. Anything I said earlier, don't take with a grain of salt with the exception of Sugar Factory. That definitely take to heart. Anything I said prior to that, don't take anything I said seriously, please. I've had too many margaritas, too many alcoholic beverages in the last 72 hours. So how I'm still alive, I have no freaking idea. So, but in all seriousness, when you are taking anything, just read the instructions, know exactly what you're putting in your system, and don't overdo anything, please. coming from me, speaking from personal experience, Elle, I don't know how I'm still alive considering how much I put in my system over the last 72 hours, but I do it just for you, my friend, just so that we can have the energy in this space. But I will also say I may also need an AED device on hand just because I have no idea. Especially looking at the second image from the left, I don't know how much more of my life can take looking at that picture, but yeah, that's where we're at. And then Elle, just one more thing prior to wrapping up. Ness did promise us that he will rap in this space as well as maybe do some form of duet as well. So I think we need to have that as well. Yeah. So we'll go to you, OHA Shorty, Megs, and Creative, and then I'll let you wrap up.
That's funny. That was my joke for you since you were, since you were over here in this space talking about a coupon for a defibrillator, which many people aren't cognizant enough to do on themselves. So you need the second person there to help hook you up and press the button. But okay. So obviously, we always say when you feel like something's wrong, you go to a doctor, you don't quite resonate with what they tell you, always go get a second opinion. But Ness follows it up with don't self-medicate. So I'm different. Like, I like doing my own research. I like going the healthier route. I like the non-pharmaceutical way, health. There is something that can help you with anything in life, in nature, right? You just have to know how to find it, and you have to know how to do the research to find it, right? So I'm all about self-awareness and going to find things out on your own, because if you don't, then you're giving your life and your decisions and what is innately in you. If you just stop and listen, you're giving that power over to someone else. So I feel like go do your own research. Find yourself someone who is in alignment with your beliefs, right, and your values and your thoughts. Don't just say, oh, hey, he has a medical degree, he must know the answer. No, 9 times out of 10, yeah, they might be able to help you temporarily, or because you never know these days who you get. Like, I'm all about emergency situations. You need a hospital, you need a doctor, go on, get it. But for longevity, no, absolutely not. Not for me anyway, and not for people who are seeking my advice. I do not send them that route because doctors are there to put a Band-Aid on things. Most of them, not all of them. Some of them are all about the overall wellness of the person. And those doctors, I love them. If you find one, they're gems, keep them. But then there's those doctors who they only know what they know. So they're in bed with the pharmaceutical companies to keep you addicted to this. And hey, if we fix this problem for you with this medicine, hey, this medicine gives you other side effects that you now need to get on this medicine. So hey, this hand is washing that hand. So that is what that industry is about. And we can do a whole space on that. I feel like it would be too long for me to go into it now. I don't want to keep you guys. Benjamin is about to pass out because he can't put his defibrillator on himself to bring him back from all that sugar. But as always, you guys, it's all about your mindset. Be positive. You guys can do anything that you want to do. Anything you put your mind to. I don't care. Your limitations are only what you put on yourself. We're limitless beings. We can do anything, but you're limited by your belief in what you can do. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. It's hot as I don't know what over here, but you guys go out and enjoy the rest of your day. For Benjamin, I think you said it was the morning, so the rest of your morning, I don't know if you're going to make it to the afternoon or evening, wherever you are in this beautiful existence. And Creative, my guy, I don't watch basketball anymore. But I'm gonna go watch a game and we're gonna chop it up about the game. How about that one? I can do that for you.
All right, cool. What I meant by what I said earlier was holistic medicine. I prefer that over talking to a doctor. So if you are into holistic stuff, make sure you talk to a professional or somebody that is somewhat interested.
Okay, that's a big word you need to put in there then, my guy. Holistic.
My bad. Mags, go ahead.
Okay, so I think multivitamins are very important. So I recommend Smarty Pants women's and men's gummies. And from Costco. If you're going to do a vitamin, you might as well go to Costco because Costco has like the bigger sizes and they're way more worth price. But that I also ditto Ness on holistic and mindful techniques. Maybe for me, you're right about saying that people who smoke weed for long periods and years of time just like getting high. Because yes, I am one of those people. I really enjoy the feeling of like that first inhale and then you're just like, yes, I don't remember anything before this. and, and that's a great feeling, especially when you're going through a lot. So what I did is I got a dog. That was my first decision after going sober. I was like, you know what? I can't do this. I can't be alone with my thoughts. I need a pet. So I went and got a dog. I would say if you think about getting the dog to remember that it does get bigger. It will not stay smaller unless you get a small dog, which is like not my recommendation because they bark a lot and they're just like super needy. And you just need a companion. You don't need a needy companion. And it taught me a lot about responsibility, about caring for something, about loving something. And then it kind of like somehow came back on me where it was like, wait, I need to take care of myself too. Because if I don't take care of myself, who will take care of the dog? And then it was like mind blown because I suffered a lot from depressing thoughts and being sad a lot. And I was diagnosed bipolar by a doctor, but I, like OAJ said, don't necessarily believe him. I think life just sucks sometimes, and it's really hard for me to not dwell on the suckiness. So I think it's natural that people get really sad. Like it does suck sometimes, and that much for me. Like maybe what I'm going through doesn't matter to the next person, but for me or for you and what you're going through, it's valid. So I do think doctors are not right all the time. I'm pretty sure when they think you have cancer, they're just like putting a no, I'm not going to go into that. But I do think sometimes they just make excuses and just throw out something to like shut you up. And multivitamins from Costco. Recommend. That is all.
Real quick, Megs, let me tell you something. We all have a story. No matter what we're going through, we're not the only person going through that, right? It might not be exactly word for word, thing for thing, situation for situation, but something similar. And just by telling your story, you don't know who else you're helping. So don't ever take that out of your mind about it might not matter to the next person because it could be everything to the next person. So you keep that in mind. It doesn't matter what you're going through. Your struggle is your power because you learn and you grow through it. And you can help someone else learn and grow through it. So just wanted to put that little mental tweak in there.
One more thing, Megs, you brought up Costco. A couple of things. Okay,
Hell, you're never going to be
so
able to close the space. Mute 'em.
wait, I'll make this really fast. Okay, Megs, here's what I recommend, right? Get everything at Costco. The only thing don't get at Costco is alcohol, and this is me speaking from perspective. Costco has been getting a lot of my money from alcohol, especially the margaritas, because it's fast and convenient. And honestly, I can get 5 of the margaritas for this. I can get 1 drink at Cheer Factory.
I'm
That's
done.
the honest truth. So
I'm
Costco
done with you,
is for the
Benjamin.
win.
No, you didn't bring this back to liquor again. No, you didn't. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, go to BJ's, go to
I'm
Costco's.
sorry, Megs, when you brought up
Wrap it
Costco,
up.
I just had to, because Costco knows how to take your money. They just do. They don't have instructions, have guidelines. They just were like, here, we'll place everything everywhere, and you got to go find everything. So instead of spending, or getting 1 item, I ended up getting 30, and they end up taking my money. But yeah, don't get alcohol at Costco from my
Yeah,
personal
were you
experience.
drinking
But
when
Elle,
you
this
went
is
there and
your
only went for
space.
one thing and got 30? Were you? Just a question.
All right. Well, I love Costco too, so I am on board with that. I agree. The bigger sizes, you save money. I'm pro Costco BJ's as well if Costco's isn't in your area. both good options. So to just quickly recap, gummies are a tasty and convenient way to supplement your diet, but it's really important to choose wisely and pay attention to what is in the gummy. Look for high-quality ingredients, avoid harmful additives, and watch for extra sugars and high fructose corn syrup. There's a lot of stuff in there that we don't need, so don't just buy the pretty packaging. Make sure you read and do your research. I appreciate all of the speakers today who are kind enough to be very genuine and open about their experiences. It's always nice to learn from each other and be able to laugh at ourselves. So thank you so much for joining the discussion today, whether you grabbed the mic or you were in the listening lounge. I appreciate all of you. Special thanks to those streaming the space on Audacity. Your support means a lot to me as well. I hope we can all take these positive vibes into the weekend, into our afternoon, morning, wherever we might be. And I will see you all next week. If there's anything specific that you'd like to discuss on the next Connect and Chill, as always, I'm open to ideas and crafting a fun space together. So thank you and have